let's solve problem 8 on the 2024 Math in the Matrix competition Blitz round, which is probably the hardest problem. Drake the ant is hopping around the Cartesian plane. Every second, he chooses one of the 4 adjacent lattice points to hop to. If he starts at the origin, and after 10 seconds, the probability Drake is back at the origin can be expressed as n over 2 to the power of 20, where n is a positive integer. Find square root of n. Note that n is simply the number of ways to get to the origin after 10 seconds, because 2 to the power of 20 is simply the number of ways. 2 to the power of 20 is 4 to the power of 10. So that's the number of total permutations of moves he can end up on without the restraint that he has to end up at the origin. Okay, so let's just say Drake moves right r times. Therefore, and he moves left l times. And he moves up u times, and he moves down d times. We know that r has to be equal to l because he moves the same number of times right as left. Otherwise, he would never end up at the origin. And similarly, that's equal to 5 minus u is 5 minus d, because u has to be equal to d, and the sum of all the numbers is 10, because Drake only has 10 seconds to move. Okay, so given numbers r, d, r, l, u, and d, the number of ways to permute r's, d, l's, u's, and dd's would be 10 factorial over r factorial, l factorial, u factorial, d factorial, which is r factorial, 5 minus r factorial, 5 minus r factorial. So this is going to be 10 factorial over r factorial squared times 5 minus r factorial squared. Okay, note that this is just going to be 10 factorial over 5 factorial, 5 factorial times 5 factorial over r factorial squared times 5 minus r factorial squared. Because the 5 factorials cancel out. And this is just 10 choose 5 times 5 choose r times 5 choose r. If you don't see why that is, it's because 5 choose r is equal to 5 factorial over r factorial, 5 minus r factorial. Okay, now that we have this, we want to sum up 5 choose r squared over all possible values of r. And r can be equal to 0, r can be equal to 1, r can be equal to 2, r can be equal to 3, 4, or 5. And so the sum, so n is just going to be equal to, let's just factor out that 10 choose 5 right there. It's going to be equal to 1 squared plus 5 squared plus 10 squared plus 10 squared plus 5 squared plus 1 squared, which is going to be 252, which is 10 choose 5, times, this number turns out to be 252, because this is 200, this is 26, and this is 26. So then square root of n is simply 252. That's it for this problem.